On January 2, 2024, Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies responded to Mitchell International Airport after Southwest Airlines reported an intoxicated passenger interfering with flight operations. This incident examines law enforcement authority in airport environments, detention standards, and the balance between aviation security and constitutional protections.
Hey, don't have everybody in the seat? Yeah, we did. Okay. You're going to have the sheriff come on? Okay. All right.
Do you want to point out where he's at?
29F.
29F.
Yeah, I'm not going back there.
Thank you for your patience, folks. Just done as quick as possible. Get you guys all off.
Me?
Yep.
I'm the lucky winner.
29F.
Excuse me real quick, sir.
Do you have all your stuff?
I got a bag overhead.
You can grab it?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm the lucky winner.
You are.
I get a great escort.
Yep.
Excuse me, sir. I didn't need to dress up.
Want the handcuffs or not now?
Don't show me your handcuffs. I haven't posed a threat. Come on now.
No.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate it. Thanks, folks. Appreciate it.
You make sure she's over there when we talk, please.
Is somebody getting statements here? We're just taking right downstairs. So I'm not going to deal with this up here. Oh no, they are not. We're going to take them downstairs. Take them downstairs. That way we don't have an audience.
That's what I was asking. Thank you so much for the help.
Yep.
Can you tell me what the disturbance was about?
Well, we were told you got on the plane and you were cussing and swearing and acting a fool.
That's not the case.
Well, Southwest doesn't call us very much, so when they call us, there's a problem.
Well, what happened was, and if you don't mind me telling you the story.
Well, we were going to ask you your side of the story.
Oh, okay. Well, I just didn't know. It seemed like somebody was very eager to get cuffs up and actually play you want me very cordial.
Well, we usually do cuff most people, but
Well, that's just a little ridiculous if I'm being cordial, right?
well, usually when we're told that people are acting a fool, we usually cuff them.
You also have to visualize that they're acting a fool. I know SRP. I was in the military. I know what it goes on behind it.
Give us your side of the story.
Oh, no. I'll wait until we're in the proper setup. Are you going to make sure the flight attendant's here?
We're getting their story right now.
Oh,
we have a couple of deputies talking to them right now.
It's kind of messed up. We're going to go 1v1 on this? It's a little messed up. Can't even sit there and look me in the eye. I have video, however, my phone did die through the flight. I made sure the video portions of it.
I'm sure all the parts that you wanted to video, right? Just like they videoed all the portions they wanted to video?
I hope they videoed me. Because you'll see from the very get-go, I didn't do anything. It's just a big argumentative beginning. Her words, not mine.
Yeah, we're escorting him back down to the office. He's being fine with us.
Right?
I said you're being fine with us.
I know. I'm being cool with that. I'm not causing a problem. Where's the bag? Right?
Now we're going to go back to our office. We'll get your bags. We'll get your bags. Yep.
No, I don't have baggage claim. This is all I carry with me.
Okay.
I just want you to know that everyone that was around us, when they heard that we were waiting for law enforcement to approach, they started laughing like, She really all the cops I get for that.
Like I said, we're gonna get on both sides of the story and find out what's going on, right?
Well, I'm just gonna walk out here tonight, that's all I know. I'll get back home.
Here, we're gonna go this way.
Oh, I'm following you. Who asked to handcuff me? Who was that? Which one
Doesn't
you
matter,
asked?
man.
Why?
Because
Why are you so stern? Jesus Christ.
Because it's our procedure usually when we're asked to take somebody off of
You guys going to one?
plane. So
Jesus, why are you so intimidated by it? I'm
relax.
just a general guy sitting
Hello
here.
there, hello.
How's it going? Are we gonna have anyone from the flight on this interrogation?
It's not an interrogation. We're
It
going to ask
seems
you
like
your side of the story.
I mean, if you want to handcuff me, that means I'm being detained. And he wanted to handcuff me very properly. So I'm being detained, right?
Under federal law, 49 U.S.C., Section 46504, interfering with flight crew members carries serious criminal penalties and forms the basis for airline intervention. Airlines possess broad authority under FAA regulations to remove passengers who pose safety threats, creating the foundation for this law enforcement response. The deputy's initial approach demonstrates proper investigative detention procedure. Under Terry v. Ohio, law enforcement may briefly detain individuals when reasonable suspicion of criminal activity exists. The airline's report of interference with flight operations provided that reasonable suspicion, legally justifying the detention. The decision to relocate the subject to their office presents Fourth Amendment complexity. While tactically sound for privacy and crowd control, this movement extends the detention's duration. Florida v. Royer established that investigative detentions must be temporary and last no longer than necessary to effectuate the stop's purpose. The identification request raises jurisdictional issues. Wisconsin lacks a stop and identify statute requiring ID during Terry stops, but airport environments operate under federal aviation frameworks. TSA regulations require passenger identification for commercial flights, creating different obligations than standard street encounters. The subject correctly invokes his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. During investigative detentions, individuals retain this right, though Miranda warnings aren't required absent custodial interrogation. However, invoking this right doesn't authorize physical resistance to lawful detention procedures. The critical legal threshold occurs when the subject physically resists handcuffing. Wisconsin Statute Section 946.41 criminalizes knowingly resisting or obstructing officers. Physical resistance to handcuffs during lawful detention constitutes obstruction, transforming the encounter from detention to arrest. Pennsylvania v. Mims establishes that officers may take reasonable safety measures during lawful stops, including handcuffing, when circumstances warrant officer protection. The subject's confrontational behavior and physical resistance provided justification for restraints.
Which means I have the right to a lawyer. So
Detained, not arrested. Detained. We are asking
Detained.
your side of the
If you're
story.
gonna detain
There's
me-
a difference between detained
if
and
you're gonna
arrested.
detain
So
me, I
apparently,
have the right to remain
come
silent. Either way.
here. Come here.
Tell me where to go. I'm following you.
Stop.
That was a curse word. I said
Yeah, it was a
public.
curse word. Apparently, you're pretty good at that.
It's
Have a
called
seat.
freedom of speech. Yes, it is.
Well, not in a public place. It's not. Do you have a license plate?
Oh no,
Any
unfortunately,
ID?
I don't. Yes.
How did you get on a plane?
You know, I don't remember where it left. You know.
Where's your license?
So, hang on, sir, I need your driver's license.
All right, hold
Don't
on.
act
Who's
like
in
you're
charge?
charged.
Who's in charge?
I'm the sergeant.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Thank you very much.
I have a driver's license.
And
Okay, why are the Southwest people can exit? We need a ID. We'll get it to you outside the.
We'll give it to you in just a second, you guys.
Oh, no.
We'll give it to you.
no, I'm not going to be forbidden from flying from you guys because you got a ass flight
Have a seat,
attendant.
sir. Have a seat.
I think your supervisor told you
Have
to
a
stop.
seat. I'm telling you. to
Excuse
stop.
me?
That's great. I have a freedom of speech. I'm not the public servant here. I was on a TSA flight. If you assume I have an ID, no. No. Come on now.
Have a seat.
You don't have the right to my property.
Sit down.
Okay, no, hold on. If you assume I have an ID, you don't have the right to search my property.
Sit down.
Okay.
Sit down.
Tell me something. All right.
Sit down.
Is it Sergeant? Is it Sheriff Seagal?
Sit down.
Sheriff Seagal, can I ask you a question? When do you have the right to search mine? Have you told me I was not? Hold on. You told me
said you're being
Therefore, you have
detained.
no right to...
I said you're being detained, not arrested, right now.
Let me talk to you, please.
There is no talking. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay,
and you're
calm the
gonna
f*** on.
Calm down or you're gonna get paid.
Stop.
Are you
hands behind
fucking
your
serious?
back.
Stop resisting.
Put that down now.
You guys got
My
your
hands are
cameras
behind my back.
You guys
Put the down.
got your cameras on?
Yep.
Sheriff, supervisor, my hands are behind my back. Why is this still aimed at me?
But you're not in full handcuffs yet.
You have 5 seconds to put that shit down.
You don't call the shots.
Supervisor,
Put your hands behind your back.
then tell him to put the down.
Put your hands
I have no reason to be in handcuffs.
Back!
Stop resisting.
I'm not. They are pushing me into you, and you're putting that on me.
Turn away from
Stop.
Get your guy. Okay.
Stop.
Get your hands out of my eyeball. Hey,
are gonna go right down here.
You're gonna go, yep.
did you see the
Yeah,
sheriff
you're
put her hands in my goddamn eyeballs?
Wasn't in your eyeball.
It was in my
You don't know
eyeball.
where your eyeball is.
it. Handcuffs.
Yes.
Yeah, put the now.
Pat them down. They're gonna put them right in the floor.
All right, hold on.
There's no hole.
No. Tell me where the video cameras are here. I just had her fingers in my eyeballs, his taser against my chest, and you have no evidence against me. There is no such thing as disorderly in a non-public place. This isn't public. This is a private office. Do you understand that? I'm about to sue the out of all of you guys.
The taser display must be evaluated under Graham versus Connor's objective reasonableness standard. Use of force is judged from a reasonable officer's perspective at the moment of decision. Displaying a less lethal weapon without deployment during active physical resistance falls within constitutional bounds. The force continuum progressed appropriately. Verbal commands, show of force, then physical control techniques. The taser was never deployed, preventing escalation. Wisconsin's disorderly conduct statute, Section 947.01, requires conduct tending to cause or provoke disturbance. Aircraft cabins constitute public places under this law. The subject's argument that private offices exempt disorderly conduct misapplies the statute if charges stem from aircraft behavior. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies receive a B+. Their professional initial approach avoided unnecessary escalation, and force application remained proportional throughout. The taser display achieved compliance without deployment, demonstrating restraint. Multiple deputies working together prevented higher force levels. However, detention duration raises Fourth Amendment concerns. Retaining the subject's identification created an avoidable escalation point when tactical alternatives existed. Clearer articulation of the legal basis for charges would have strengthened the encounter's defensibility. The subject receives a D. While possessing some legal knowledge, his application was fundamentally flawed and counterproductive. He correctly identified his right to remain silent but immediately waived it through continued argument. He claimed no identification existed, then produced his license. Most critically, physical resistance to handcuffing during lawful detention violated Wisconsin law and directly caused criminal charges. His confrontational verbal approach, including profanity and accusations of intimidation, likely contributed to the deputy's decision to apply restraints initially. The distinction between asserting rights verbally and resisting physically is legally critical. The First Amendment protects offensive speech toward police. It does not protect physical interference with lawful law enforcement actions. This distinction determined the encounter's outcome. Key lessons emerge from this encounter. For law enforcement, extended detentions require continuous Fourth Amendment justification. Property retention, while legally permissible, demands tactical assessment of whether it serves investigation or creates unnecessary conflict. Clear communication of legal authority and charge basis reduces confrontation and strengthens legal defensibility in subsequent proceedings. For citizens, understanding detention versus arrest is essential but incomplete without recognizing that lawful detentions permit officer safety measures, including temporary restraints. The right to remain silent is powerful and absolute. Once invoked, silence is the only legally protected response. Continued argument waives the protection. Physical resistance to lawful commands transforms legal encounters into criminal acts under obstruction statutes in every jurisdiction. The proper remedy for perceived constitutional violations is litigation, not resistance. Courts consistently reject the right to resist unlawful arrest. Even if an arrest lacks probable cause, physical resistance compounds legal jeopardy rather than providing defense. This encounter demonstrates how partial legal knowledge without full understanding creates false confidence, leading to worse outcomes than complete ignorance might produce. The subject knew enough law to invoke rights, but not enough to exercise them effectively, resulting in criminal charges that cooperation might have avoided. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel, Audit the court for even more police interaction and courtroom content.